This interview is part of the History Heard project. The content of this interview may be used for research. However, no part of the video itself may be reproduced without the express written permission of an authorized representative of History Heard. Today is the 21st of December at 4 p.m., and this is an interview with Odd Arthur Isaksen, who has been in the shipping business since 1977 and imported his business model to Brazil in 1985. He was born on May 23rd in 1955 in Kristiansand, Norway. You were one of the people who helped break the boundaries for globalization in Brazil. Could you tell me what influenced your decision to, from all the places in the world, invest in Brazil?
Well, first of all, I have been working and trained in Norway in the old shipping way, old school, which is very technical and very down to details. And by being in shipping, I started to learn about other cultures and other countries. I had the chance to travel around a lot, even as a very young guy. So after 6 years in Norway and a little part in London, I decided that it was time to maybe go out and learn something different. So I was very happy when I got a chance and an offer to come and work for an American company in a joint venture in Rio de Janeiro.
Given that there is a big language barrier between Norway and Brazil, how are transactions and communications made?
Well, that's a good question. First of all, many people did not talk or speak English at the time. So what we had to do, and when I came down as well, I didn't have time to take Portuguese lessons. So the idea was then to have a Brazilian partner who could be our link in between to the clients. And later on, of course, we had several employees, and all our employees today on operations and on the commercial side, they need to be fluent in English.
Was there any cultural shock you experienced? How was it adapting to Brazil?
Well, cultural shocks, of course. We had it with the language barriers. That took a long time to sort of adapt to. And it was difficult to go to the supermarket, to take a taxi, and anything like that. Also, the problem I could have was that people are not as punctual in Brazil as I was used to from Scandinavia. So I had to sort of digest that people would be late for meetings, sometimes hours, both in business and friends and family.
In 1985, the year Brazil ship Scan Brazil was introduced, the Brazilian military dictatorship was still ongoing, with João Baptista de Oliveira Figueiredo as a leader. With this in mind, did the politics in Brazil complicate your initial plan to globalize Brazil?
No, I didn't actually take much notice of it. And after all, it was in the very end of the military regime. And we got in 1986 or 1984, 85, then it was over. So then I have been with the new government and new political system since then.
How did you choose who to employ? Did you give a preference to locals, offer English classes as part of a requirement of being hired?
Definitely. Today we only employ people on the commercial side. They have to come direct or come from university, and they have to be fluent in English. And basically all of our employees today, they have been training in the US or gone to schools at least as exchange students for 1 year minimum. So that is a must for us. We tried several times to take people from less educated and to give them English lessons and train them in that way. But it's very difficult to work out because it's so technical and it's so fast, the English we use in the business, and the clients, they want to have service.
What were the main differences you noticed between business agreements made in Brazil and Europe?
One thing is in Europe, when we did a deal verbally, it was done. In Brazil, very often we see that a deal is only valid after the signature from both parties. This has been very difficult for me because we worked by my word is my bond. So I was used to that, and I found it very, very difficult when I thought we had done a deal, and the owner or ship owner or the charters as we have working with, we told them, no, we have a deal, and then no, we don't have a deal because we didn't sign the contracts. So that's a big difference from working outside.
The start of the 1980s marked a period in Brazil commonly known as the deindustrialization. Did it in any way affect your business and its international market linked to Brazil?
Yes, very much so. There was lack of investments, there was lack of money, very bureaucratic systems in the banking industries. The banking industry was very old-fashioned. We had problems, or the clients had problems to open letter of credits. It was very difficult to get money in and out of Brazil. So volumes went down. It was very difficult to get US dollars or other hard currencies. So business had to be done very slowly and with a lot of letter of credits and guarantees here and there. So that affected and very much the business. So volumes went down, and that's why we in 1988 joined two companies, my own company, Iskaksen Brazil, and another local company called Brazil Ship. So we formed Brazil Ship Iskaksen Brazil in order to attack the market in a better way and with a bigger force.
Was there any other factor which influenced your business direction?
No, it's. I think we have been very slow in developing our business in Brazil because we are the only integrated company in Brazil on the shipbroking side, which means we have different departments, legs to stand on. We have a tanker business, we have gas and chemical, we have what we call offshore, which is supply ship and anchor handlers and things for the oil industry, and we have the dry cargo department. So we have always said that we need to have top management people in all the departments. So if we don't have that, we have not been able to grow fast enough. And I think we should be very lucky with that now, because a lot of our competitors, they have only been in one segment, and then with that segment lose its importance, business goes down, they are having problems to survive.
Why do you think your international business in Brazil is successful compared to other ones which failed? What distinguishes yours from them?
I think it is very much that we train our people very much from scratch. They come from university and then they have to train for 3 to 5 years before they can call themselves a shipbroker, and that they are allowed to start working independently in the office. Until then, they are working more like an assistant, and they have to report to us all the time. Another thing is that we want to be the best on all the segments that we are present in. So when we go into a business, we know that we will be able to handle the business for our clients and give them a service. We also emphasize that the top management is always in the office. We have a flat organization where the partners, including myself and the senior partners, we have a desk together with all the shipbrokers and operational people in the office. So they always have us as a reference. We are listening to what they do, we read what they are doing. So we always say that we have at least 3 or 4 levels in the office. We have the top management, we have the shipbrokers, we have the trainees or assistants, and we have the very young people that starts working in the operation department, which means that they will learn everything about how the ship works.
Is there anything more you want to add?
No, I think if you want to be in this business, first of all, you have to adapt to the local culture. You have to learn the language. You have to like what you are doing, which is very important. You have to be professional. And what we are saying is that king at night, king in the morning, which means that we always, whatever we do, with friends and family or business, we have to be in the office in the morning, and we are very strict on this, that we are in the office at between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning. We need to be very perseverance. You have to be very much up to date on what is happening in the office. You have to be very much up to date of what's happening around you, new technologies, that's both for running the ships, it is for the IT, it can be for HR and all these things. So you have to be very up to date with what's going on around you, because the world moves so fast these days.
Thank you for your time.